What's good, everybody? It is your boy Cap back with another Xenoverse 2 video for you guys. Hey, we are here to basically go over and break down Divine Kamehameha. How good is Divine Kamehameha within Xenoverse 2? How can it be used as a counter? What can it counter really? Is it great for combos? All things like that we are going to go over within this video right here, because Divine Kamehameha is honestly, it's a skill that's kind of unique to itself. I was thinking about what I would want to do a skill test with this move, and I couldn't really think of one, so I decided to just do a full-on breakdown for Divine Kamehameha, again, seeing how it's pretty different than pretty much any other skill that is in this game at this point in time. And one thing I will say is I just hope that we see more animations in the future of Xenoverse 2 like Divine Kamehameha has when you're using it in its counter form, because that's something that I've always wanted in the game, and the fact that they did it with this move just gives me hope that if they are going to continue to add more content, that they might even add in some more fire animations like we got with this skill right here. But getting into this skill, guys, first thing that I want you guys to take notice of is the damage for this move, guys. It does do 6,030 damage, but it also takes 2 bars of ki. That's one thing you have to realize with this move, is it does take 2 bars of ki, unlike most other skills within the game. So what I did is brought in some 2-bar ki skills to kind of compare the damage outputs that you get from Divine Kamehameha to these other ones. So for example, you got a move like Super Explosive Wave, only really doing 4,340 damage. Not the most damage in the world at all for 2 bars of ki. Another 2-bar move, Sudden Storm, 4,083 damage, and that can vary depending on how many of the little blasts actually hit. I believe the most is like 15. That time we got 14 for 4,434, and I believe 15 is like 4,800 some damage. So in comparison to those two moves, it definitely is doing some pretty damn good damage for 2 bars of ki. But then you break out what I consider to be probably the best 2-bar ki skill within the game, Kaioken Kamehameha. This skill is doing 7,500 damage. So while it's 1,500 damage behind the best skill as far as 2-bar ki skills go, and probably one of the best ki supers in the game in general, it still does much more damage than Sudden Storm, then Super Explosive Wave. And even though, like I said, 1,500 damage behind Kaioken, it's still doing good damage for 2 bars of ki, in my opinion, at 6,030. So in terms of its damage for 2 bars, it's not bad at all. But now let's talk about how you can use this move besides its counter. We're going to get into the counter and how you can use it in its counter form in a little bit. But this move can also be used with any kind of combo, guys. Whether it's knock down or knock away, you can use this skill. All you got to do is literally press the button immediately afterwards to launch Divine Kamehameha, instead of going into that full animation where your CAC will actually like chase your opponent before launching it. So again, all you got to do is press whatever button it's assigned to once more, and then it'll go into the actual Kamehameha part. And like I said, you can use that off of knock away and knock down combos with a fair amount of ease. I just actually hit the wrong button like a dumbass. But let's do it with the knockdown again right here, or knock away I should say, not knock down. But as you guys see right there, easily with the knock away combo, the move was able to land. Now one thing that I do want to say about this move that you got to keep in mind, it does do less damage the further you get. So pressing the button immediately afterwards is the safest option to land this skill after a knock away or knock down. But if you want to try and get maximum damage, it's something you're probably going to want to work on in training, just to get the timing of how close you can truly get to your opponent. Like you saw right there, I tried to get extremely close to Trunks, but I did not have enough time to actually launch the Kamehameha where it would still work within the combo. So it's something you're going to have to mess with if you want to get maximum damage in terms of actually comboing this move, because like I said again, the further you are, the less damage you're going to get. So when you do chase them down a little bit, you could increase the damage of the move by like 200 or 300 just by getting that little bit closer than you were initially. So again, that is something you want to keep in mind with comboing this move, and something you're going to want to test in training for yourself to really get the feel down of how far you can go on a knock away, how far you can go on a knockdown before you actually have to press the button again to fire the Kamehameha off to make sure that it lands within a combo. Now what we're going to do is talk about this move in terms of its counter properties. This move can only counter ki based skills, guys. Let me just show you really quickly. Put Trunks to Super Attack 2. I believe this is his Burning Strike, right? Let's just make sure it is. Yeah, it is. So once he does it again, I'm just going to do a Divine Kamehameha and just show you that it does not counter strike-based skills. I literally just got hit right there while charging at him. I was charging at him again, and I got hit once more. So this again does not counter strike-based skills at all. It doesn't counter basic attack skills or basic attacks either from a CAC or actual character. And it also can be countered with key cancels as well. We're gonna have to switch on over to UI Goku as my opponent to show this. But this move can counter key stuns, and then it can also be canceled by key stuns at the same time. It's a little bit weird in the way it works, but you guys will see what I'm talking about right here in a second. But also, it's just not a good idea, whether you do get the counter off with the key stun or not, to actually try and counter a key stun with this move right here, because I know when people hear, oh, it counters key based moves, it may be a great counter for key stuns and people who like to spam that and stuff. Well, sadly, that is not the case. As I'm about to show you guys, there's two reasons why it's not a great option to try and counter key stuns or people who are spamming those ki blasts with the Divine Kamehameha. The first one would be this right here. When you go into the Divine Kamehameha, if I do shoot you away or shoot you with a ki blast to the point where you actually go into the counter, I have plenty of time to dodge and just get to the side of you and punish you with a fair amount of ease. Now, another reason that you don't want to do it as well or try to punish someone who's trying to key stun you, as you saw, Goku just got close to me and I was able to literally key stun him out of the move. So it's really weird in the way that it does work with key stuns. It seems like if they are close to you, you can just key stun them out of it. And then, like I said, if you are someone who does key stun an opponent using Divine Kamehameha, all you got to do is sidestep the move right after he does the flip and the counter, because it's not like you're locked in or anything along those lines with Divine Kamehameha once the counter goes into effect. So again, in terms of an actual counter, guys, all it really can counter are key based supers and some ultimates, and it's not the greatest counter in the world. I will say that right here, right now. It's really not a great counter. It's really dope when it does happen, let me say that. Like the whole flip animation and all stuff is absolutely amazing. I love it. But at the same time, in terms of an actual counter within this game, it's just not the best option, because to me, key counters are really best when they can punish a key stun or something along those lines. You can't really punish a key stun with this, and it's not like anybody is just going to throw out some random Kaioken Kamehamehas when you're playing online to counter them as well. Now, in terms of offline play, definitely can be used as a counter and can be used fairly nicely, because the computer will just throw out some moves every now and then. But again, when you're playing online, it's rare that you're going to see someone just randomly Kaioken Kamehameha like I just did right there, just out of nowhere. It rarely ever happens, and usually the only type of people that will do that are people who aren't really that good and don't have a great understanding of Xenoverse 2. So again, in terms of its counter uses, it's really not the best move in the world, but like I said, it has great combo potential. You can definitely use it off of a knock away, knock down combo with a great amount of ease like I showed you guys, and overall it is a pretty damn good skill in my opinion. Even though it does take 2 key bars, it does 6,030 damage, and every now and then you will be able to land it in its counter form and actually punish someone with it. But to me, it's more of a disrespect thing as opposed to an actual counter that you want to use in an optimal way, I guess you could say. So again, man, let me know what you guys think about this skill down below in the comments. Like I said, I do think this skill is good without doubt. I wouldn't say that it's great or OP in any kind of way, especially when it comes to its counter. The way it works as a counter, like I said, really the only thing it counters are key-based attacks. And with key-based attacks, nobody's just going to randomly spam a key super or a key ult. And if they do just randomly use a key ult, you can just hit the burst dash and stamina break them if they decide to do that. So again, Divine Kamehameha in terms of a counter isn't the most optimal move, but overall I do think it's a good move. Let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comments. But as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Until next time, hope you guys have a good day. Hey, y'all.